Happy Super Bowl Sunday, the day that a quarter of the population tunes in for the game and the other 3/4 celebrate the parties, the halftime show, and, funny enough, the ads.
Yes, and it's the choice of a new generation.
Yeah, Super Bowl ads have been a big deal for many people for many years now. So much so that the Super Bowl has almost become the Oscars of advertising. I mean, if you paid for the nomination and the attendees dressed a lot worse.
Thank you.
Anyway, the Super Bowl ads have gained this kind of status over the years for a couple of reasons. Number one, the event has a lot of people watching all at once. And number two, the ads are bloody expensive, to the tune of $5 million for a 30-second spot this year.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
So today I'm going to explore the topic of Super Bowl ads. What are they really worth? What have been the results for former advertisers, and how do they compare to other forms of marketing these days? My name is Tara, and this is Truly Social. So first off, let's start with the numbers. According to Communicus, an international advertising research firm whose main purpose is to prove the effectiveness of advertising, 80% of Super Bowl ads fail to meet their objectives of brand recall and lift in intent to purchase. The costs of Super Bowl ads are also disproportionate to the audience size, according to their numbers, though the cost of these ads have gone from around $40,000 in 1966 to $5 million today, or an increase of 12,000%. The audience has only grown by 300%. Part of this is economics. The pricing reflects what the market will pay, but I can't help but feel that part of this is what I also would call the willy waving factor. Or in a less crass way, it's what evolutionary psychologist Jeffrey Miller calls signaling. Signaling is all about demonstrating to others that you are more powerful or attractive than your competition. In brand land, the signal says,
We're successful because we can afford this crazy ad buy cost.
the rising cost of a Super Bowl ad then is not only a non-deterrent for the brands who buy them, but an advantage.
Be better than the Gap. Say it.
I'm better than the Gap.
Now, of course, I doubt that any of the brands buying Super Bowl ads would cop to the idea of the fact that they're signaling or willy waving.
I didn't do it. Nobody saw me do it. There's no way they can prove anything.
But seeing that multiple studies have been conducted that show the results of the ads are underwhelming, to say the least, for their spend, I've yet to hear a better alternative explanation.
I would like a logical explanation of it.
Well, I'd like a logical explanation of it, too.
Still, it's not 100% irrational to pay for signaling. Signaling can lead to the kind of qualitative benefits that are difficult to measure, even with the most sophisticated tools. You know the saying, fake it till you make it? A Super Bowl ad is the ultimate fake that makes.
I am McLovin.
Of course, there is that enormous buzz that happens around really well-produced Super Bowl ads. A buzz you may not get without that Super Bowl $5 million spot mystique. Maybe it's because I live in the marketing world, but sometimes it feels like there's more coverage on the ads leading up to the game than the game itself.
Wait a minute, there's a game too?
By the way, who's playing?
It's a football game. Can we watch, Daddy?
And if your ad happens to be one of the sweethearts during the game, you'll get all sorts of earned mentions on social media the day of. And I also want to mention that there are brands that use the 30-second spot to say something bigger and more important than buy our stuff, like Audi's lovely daughter spot.
What do I tell my daughter?
This is amazing, and I'm a big fan of a brand using that big splash to signal something bigger than themselves. However, all of these benefits are fleeting. They're today's news, and then a week later you're $5 million poorer and people have moved on to the next big thing.
You're nothing to me now.
Super Bowl advertisers that put all of their eggs in that one basket, well, they don't really reap the full benefits. They need to continue signaling throughout the year during other high-profile and quite expensive opportunities. So that $5 million turns into, well, $50 million pretty quickly.
It's just money.
Anyone who thinks that one Super Bowl ad will save their business is bound to be disappointed, no matter how much buzz you get in and around the game. Even when it comes to the really awesome ads that use the platform to spread a positive message, the cynics will say that they're just pink washing or greenwashing or otherwise washing. And the data says that this sort of messaging actually hurts brand recall. People can remember the cause, but they can't remember the brand.
Liz. Oh, Jesus.
Excuse me, do I know you?
Personally, I can think of a lot of amazing things to do with $5 million, or even a lot less. There are lots of ways to invest that money into content and other relationship building marketing strategies that may not let off the same massive success signals, but will lead to deeper, longer term, real successes. So would I ever advise a client to buy a Super Bowl ad?
No.
But then again, I'm more interested in building real value instead of perceived value. So happy Super Bowl Sunday and enjoy the game, or the snacks in the company, or the halftime show, or whatever reason it is that you're tuning in today. My name is Tara, and this has been Truly Social.